When Starfield first came out, one of the biggest knocks on it was the lack of 60 FPS performance mode on Xbox consoles, especially the mighty Series X. Well, with the latest update 1.11, we are getting that 60 FPS performance mode. This is perhaps the biggest update to the game since launch, and as you'll see in this video, the game's come a long way since first releasing 8 months ago. So let's see how the launch edition of Starfield compares to the latest update 1.11. Now you're gonna notice the different colors between the launch release and the current game. This is because at launch the game did not have HDR. HDR was added in update 1.8 and makes the game look a lot better and colorful. This update comes with a host of quality of life updates and gameplay options, but the most important ones are the new graphics and display options we get on the Series X. The small Series S won't get this option, and Starfield is still 30 FPS on the Series S. On Series X, players can now set the frame rate target to 30 or 60 FPS. Players can also set the graphics to prioritize visuals or prioritize performance. You bump that frame rate to 60 and the game recommends performance mode. Here the native resolution now drops to about 1080p while still upscaling to 4K. The game actually looks decent and crisp even in performance mode. The frame rate target is 60 FPS, and what you actually get really depends on where you are in the universe. On most planets where you're completing missions, the 60 FPS is pretty decent. It's pretty much locked. There's some minor drops, but nothing noticeable. I guess this is where 60 FPS is important when you're shooting at enemies in that first-person view. Even in space, the Series X can hold 60 FPS, well, only really when you're roaming around. When you get into a dogfight with some enemy ships, and that frame rate drops into the 40s. At launch, there were performance issues in the major cities, and with this new update, the major cities are again a source of performance drops and issues. You'll have frame rates dipping into the 30s in these major cities even with 60 FPS performance mode. Now let's talk about the visuals mode. Even for that mode, you can still set the frame rate target to 60 FPS, but in this visuals mode, the frame rate is of course lower than performance mode. You can see this planet here, I got 60 FPS in performance mode, but around 40 to 45 FPS in visuals mode. This is really the reason Bethesda recommends you play on a 120Hz display with variable refresh rate. That'll let you play in visuals mode, highest graphics and resolution, with VRR balancing out the frame rate to around 40 FPS. Overall, I think they did a decent job here with this update. A big chunk of the game gets a solid 60 FPS on the Series X. It's really the major cities where the performance drops into the 40s. Let me know what you think of this update. Is it enough to get you back in the game on your console? For the rest of the video, check out some more gameplay with that FPS counter shown.
Oh, whatever it was. Bit of a hair trigger there.
Damn.
You better watch it. Something I can do for you, friend. Well now, always happy to have a visitor. Tell me, what brings you by, friend? Little light on credits, are you? It's awful kind of you to intervene on my behalf, but I think I have the matter well in hand. Thank you all the same for your concern.
I can't tell if he's kidding or not.
Come walking in here drunk on your newfound authority, thinking I'm some small-time crook you can push around. Maybe it's time I show you how we resolve disagreements here in Neon.
Another enemy down.
Put some pressure on him! Pressure's on! Let's regroup!
Who's next? Gun to take you out.
Seen them police time? Did you talk to Goodman?
Well, have you got any proof? When a ranger says they're gonna do something, they do it. Now start talking.
Okay. Time for me to...